All right. So 40 Forge prep call. We're here. You made it. I want to say thank you for signing up. I know most of you are signed up for this. For those of you who are not officially signed up, I appreciate you checking it out, feeling it out, seeing if you want to dive in or not. But this is going to be definitely an exciting challenge. And I've been doing this for a while now. Well, really, like the 40 Forge challenge kind of is like mostly my life for the last decade. But I've been really excited to challenge people and level them up in this over the last couple of years. And God just kind of brought it upon me to get this thing started after a lot of this practice and prep and seeing other things like 75 hard blow up and me leading some discipleship groups. And I thought, why not? And so during some praying and fasting and writing some chapters of my book, this came to me of making it an actual challenge instead of, when Sam went through the first original discipleship group like 2 years ago when I gave the final, I think I called it a 40-day faith fast, something just silly. So we got a logo now. We have more of a updated program. So in preparation for this, I want to say thanks for being on. This officially starts this round at the time of this recording is a few days before January 1st. So I'm planning on doing this 6 times a year. Kind of lines up with New Year's resolutions, and then the Lent edition, whether you're Catholic or not, still a great challenge, a great 40-day sacred preparation for Easter, and then summer prep, getting into summer shape, spiritually, physically, mentally, and then summer push. Some of you Cutco alum know about that. And then back to school for some of the moms and parents, and then hey, next year momentum. So I do want to say thank you for those of you who've gone through it already. You guys already went through the next year momentum, so you're going into this a little bit more prepared. I do want to recognize the second-time warriors, Jennifer, Tara, Joe, and Spencer. Look at you guys, 2-time warriors. I'm excited. I mean, God put this on me to I don't know. I'm totally the whole time. It's been open-armed, open hands. Just God just kind of guide me in this, and I see this being huge. I see this being bigger than 75 hard. I see it being like people going through it 10 times, 20 times, and just being something that just becomes a part of your life where you don't even need a challenge anymore. It's just who you are. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about, my family. It's my crew. If you don't know me, I know most of you do, but my wife, Abby, and I lead our young adults ministry at Life Church. And my wife runs the Exchange Coffee Shop in De Pere. I'm a Cutco direct sales guy. I've been doing that for 20 years and just kind of sick of the recruiting people to sell knives and want to recruit people for Jesus and for leveling up their life, and excited for that. God's been doing a lot of work on me over the last 2 years, but it's been this slowly progressing over the last probably 3 or 4, but really in the last year or two, it's been a full switch, which has been exciting. And then Micah and Caleb here looking cute. So that's who I am. A lot of you guys know me. I want to introduce Jeremy and give him a chance to say a few things, but Jeremy's awesome. Him and I actually met at a couples retreat, a Journey to Wholeness couples retreat, first with him and his wife, Karen, and we hit it off a lot at the retreat. And then when Abby and I took over the young adults ministry, we're like, who's a great couple that'd be awesome to do this with? And we thought of Jeremy and Karen right away. So they've been with us from the beginning of 2024 at the young adults ministry. We've grown there, and Jeremy's a really good health and fitness and nutrition kind of online, I don't want to say expert, but person who really knows what he's doing and really is great. Where I know a lot of this stuff, but I'm not the guru or the expert. And so having him like trained, qualified, certified, all the things, it's great to have him in my corner. And then we're partnering together on this. So excited to have him here. So Jeremy, I'll highlight you here. If you can just say a little bit more about yourself and kind of what you bring to the table and how you're here to support the people.
Yeah, well, son of a gun, that was a pretty good introduction. So everything that Jason said, I would mirror. And the piece that I'm excited for to be partnered with Jason and with the 40 Forge and be able to work with all of you is my day job. I've been in fitness and nutrition for almost 12 years. I've done a lot of different things in that realm, but over the last 5 years, I've own my own fitness and nutrition online coaching business. So I do this day in and day out, and it's been a really cool opportunity now to be able to take more of a focus and really be able to dive in and be able to sort of add on to the things that all the Jesus people that are in here are already doing. So you'll see me with inside of the chats. There's some opportunities. I'm already talking with a couple of you guys individually, but really I'm going to be here to support anything fitness related, anything nutrition related, and be able to provide sort of the physical health standpoint to piggyback everything that Jason is building out on the spiritual health.
Yeah, totally. So he'll be in there. There are some add-ons too, that if you want more of his attention, just know, like, we're going to be here to help you and support you throughout this journey. There's a lot of support. There's a reason why there's a cost to this, but also there's going to be extra add-ons if you want, that's more specific and really fine tuning. If you're, especially in the first few days here leading up to this, if you're like, I don't even know where to start, like based on my situation, find a more individualized approach and customized like nutrition plan and workout plan for really low cost. Jeremy has some cool add-ons if you want to add on to that. So thank you, Jeremy. And then moving on, he's a pretty committed guy. I like that. That's just from one of his videos, a nice little screenshot for you. We got what's next. So book is coming soon. So we're also with this. So again, I've been writing this for it's been on my heart for years to do it. And I spent a couple years preparing and gathering just information, as well as practices, as well as devotionals, and reading through the Bible a couple of times and making sure I got all the right verses I wanted. And so that's coming out here in probably February of 2025. So I'm excited about that. And really, this program is designed to be a kickoff where it's not just a book someone reads, it's a transformation that someone goes in the 44 challenge and then sets their life up. So you guys are kind of have the cart before the horse a little bit with this, where with 44, without reading the book, even though the PDF packet has like 7 of the chapters and you guys will get a little crash course today on some things, there is a book coming. So when it does come out, I'd love for your support and reading and all of that when it does come out. So the book's coming out soon. And I kind of already talked to why I created this, but it was just, I love challenging people. I love leveling them up. The whole reason I started the CEO group with Ben R from Toma is because, we were at a men's retreat through Life Church maybe 10 years ago. And I'm like, man, I have so many great business friends that love business, love entrepreneurship, love getting ahead, love challenging themselves, love living limitless, like we heard today for some of you at church. But they don't really know Jesus. And then I have all these amazing church friends and Jesus friends, but they're really not challenging themselves outside of that. And they're kind of like lazy and they're not that great of workers. They're not that healthy. And it's like this whole thing together of being rock solid in your faith, in your health, in your mentality. And so I see all these challenges out there for fitness. And I see all these great books out there and like the concepts of being a Christian, the concepts of prayer and Bible reading, but where's the practical, like, how do I just be a kick butt Jesus person on a daily? How does that look? What do I do? And then just throughout the course of challenges and different things, I feel like I've at least experienced or practiced for over a decade some of this stuff. And I feel like it's time to share and time to challenge people to level up. And I feel like God's prepared me through my day job of Cutco and business and leadership that, I've trained and led over 3,000 people, and we've done $22 million in business and just all these things on the side I know that God has prepared me for leading other groups of people as well. So I'm very excited about it. You may be thinking, why 40 days? You think about, there's the 75 hard stuff out there. There's other challenges. There's like 21-day things, but why 40 days? So to get biblical on you here. So Moses at Mount Sinai before receiving now, by the way, there are I think there's 140 some examples of the number 40 in the Bible. Here's some of my favorites. Moses at Mount Sinai before receiving the 10 Commandments, 40 days. Israel wandering around in the wilderness for 40 years. The flood, 40 days and 40 nights. Jesus immediately after being baptized, being brought into the desert, being tempted for 40 days in the wilderness. Goliath's taunt, found that one out. 40 days him taunting before David came and knocked him out. And then Jesus post-resurrection was on the earth for 40 days before he ascended up to heaven. So in each instance of 40, it often marked a time of testing preparation or transition, where God prepared his people for a new stage in his plan. So just biblically, I'm like, yes, 40 is the way to go at talking about transformation and God leveling each of you up for the next stage of life of whatever he has for you. And to go from a habit, like a mental and psychological standpoint, 40 days to go from unbearable to unstoppable, just the way the brain works and the body works in creating habits, days 1 through 10. So if this is your first time, if this is your second time through, you are kind of prepared. If it's your first time through, it's not going to be easy. It's supposed to be a challenge. And so you're going to go from an unbearable phase for the next 10 days, starting January 1st. You're like, this sucks. I do not want to do this. This really is a challenge. Well, it's a chance for you to kind of go through hell week, if you will, and then level up to then get into uncomfortable phase, where it's still uncomfortable, but it's not the, oh my gosh, I do not want to do this at all. It's just like, yeah, this isn't going to be very pleasant. And it shouldn't be like a struggle or like a torture. It's just you being sanctified and growing as a human in your faith, in your fitness, and your mentality, and doing things differently. And then so you're becoming uncomfortable. And then days 21 through 30, the bearable phase, you're getting in rhythm. It's bearable, okay? But it's not ingrained yet. It's not who you are. And then finally, days 31 through 40 is where it starts becoming a part of your identity and you become unstoppable, where it's second nature. It's not a question if you're going to do it or not. It's just doing it in whatever that habit is. So we do have a packet that's going to have all this stuff in it. Also, if you want to take screenshots, you totally can during this call, but that's a nice one. Nice one my virtual assistants made. Anything good looking, I didn't make any of it. I have virtual assistants who help. All right, so as we talk about the priorities in life, and those of you in Life Church know this, but we talk about your top priorities being God, then you, then your spouse, then your kids, then your extended or spiritual family. So we obviously know the whole God thing. When we say that he's our number one, well, does our time and our calendar and our bank account and our mind actually prove that? Well, I'm hoping if it's not there yet, this challenge helps you. Now, me, which is what some people just go crazy over of like, what do you mean? Why? That's selfish, isn't it? No, because you are supposed to be your best self for everyone else, right? And so if you're filling yourself up with, think about the analogy I use is God is the faucet and you turn that faucet on. You can turn them on as much as you want. So if you want that full going, that full stream of water coming in there, that's up to you to go all in and dive in with that, turn on the water. And then you fill yourself up first. And then the rest of that, then you give the overflow that's coming out of you, overflow into your spouse and then into your kids and into your spiritual family and your extended family. And you can't be given, if you're on empty and you guys know how it is and you're tired, you don't feel like it, like you are the worst. Like you could be the best husband or best worker or best, you name it. But if you're tired and depleted, it doesn't matter. If you're sick, it doesn't matter if you can't show up. So that's why you got to fill yourself up, be your best self to start the day. Because then you go into the rest of the day, filling everyone else up, being Jesus with skin on, being a light. And that's why I believe the sacred start and the 44 challenge is huge to help people get this piece right, because everything else will fall into place. Like this one, Ephesians 5:14, wake up, sleeper, rise from the dead and Christ will shine on you. Love it. All right, so let's talk about the morning. There'll be some time at the end for some question and answer as well. Feel free to, if you have any questions, to post them in the chat. Jeremy will also navigate those and let us know if we should take a little break from hearing me. But morning critical. So part of the 44 challenge, and really half the book I wrote is coming from me reading a book in 2012 when it came out called The Miracle Morning. And you may have heard of The Miracle Morning before by Hal Elrod. It's amazing. And it's really some great practices about getting your day started, getting everything right in the beginning, and having your morning be the rudder of the boat, where like when you start turning the rudder, well, then it's not immediately, but then the boat eventually turns into that way. And so it determines the direction of your day is your morning. And so your morning is critical. So throughout the practices and me adjusting them and adding Jesus and all this stuff, I titled it The Sacred Start, made it all about Jesus. And I'm going to challenge you all to wake up earlier, and wake up not because you have to, at the very end, last minute, hitting the snooze until you have to get up, and then you're rushed and stressed to start your day, but to wake up because you want to earlier in the day, to spend time with you and Jesus and get yourself right to start, or to get the rest of your day feeling great. So morning critical, how to win the day. If you win the morning, you win the day. Here's how to start the day off right. So calling them the daily pavers, paving the way for the rest of your day here. So it's prayer, affirmations, visualize. So affirmations from scripture, visualization, which can be dreams, exercise, reading the Bible, and then scribing. I won't go into detail on this. I go into it in detail in the packet I give you and the book, and you'll hear some videos and get some videos throughout the challenge here. So that's how you win the day. And some of you may be thinking, I don't want to wake up early. I love my bed. I hate waking up. I love snooze. And if that's you, that's okay. But here's a really quick crash course. I have a whole chapter in the book about this in detail, and you can read it eventually if you want. But the crash course on this is, if you want to, because this is a prep call, I'm trying to set you up to win going into this challenge. And some of you who've been through my discipleship group at church, you've already heard this before, so time to start activating it. But one is to set your intentions the night before. Meaning, if you tell yourself you're going to wake up and be tired and it's going to be a sucky day, well, your body, like your mind, likes to be right. When you say things like affirmations and other things, it's going to affect you. So if you say tomorrow's going to suck, I'm tired, woe is me, guess what you feel when you wake up? Exactly what you told yourself you would. So set your intentions the night before. I have a evening affirmations and prayer in the PDF packet that you guys have to download. I'll share it again in the chat in a bit. Keep your alarm clock across the room. This is our enemy, this phone right next to us, and this being able to hit snooze, or at night scrolling. And so put it across the room. Make sure you can quick, like you get out of bed. For me, I have it. I try to put it on my dresser right across from me, so I have to get up and take a few steps. My goal is before the second alarm, so it doesn't wake up Abby. So I'm like, as soon as it wakes up, and then I quick go to try to stop it before the second alarm goes off, and it gets you going, gets you up out of bed, and then you're at least on the right track. Say a prayer of gratitude. This is actually got from Sam as I was going through all of these. He was like, yeah, one of the things I like to do in the morning is say a prayer of gratitude, or say prayers right away. And I've actually done that a lot this year. It's been really helpful as I lay there and I consider getting up. And by the way, just because I've done this for 12 years doesn't mean it's any easier for me. I'm just conditioned, and it's just not a question of if I'm doing it. I'm waking up all the time earlier than I have to, so I can get my sacred start in. So it's great to think about everything you're thankful for and pray to God a little bit. Brush your teeth. It's refreshing. That morning breath, that staleness, just that's not very awakening. Wash your face. That's really good, especially with some cold water. Get feeling good. Drink a full glass of water. We're hydrated in the morning. We're dehydrated from not drinking water all night. Get dressed for exercise, because you feel like a schmuck if you don't. And if you get dressed for exercise and you don't exercise, you just feel like the worst. So get dressed. You're telling yourself you're going to go work out, and then get natural sunlight ASAP. It's tough at times here with your time in Wisconsin, but it is great because there's a lot of things that trigger when your eyes get sunlight. So those are the crash. That's a crash course, 8 ways to snooze revolt your morning. Hope it helps. Dive more into this. We can dive more into this in some of the support calls or in the WhatsApp chat. I just want to give you a little preview so you actually read the material I sent you when you signed up. All right, next, 11 needs for a necessary night. So how do you set up a great morning? Well, you have a great night. Really, the evening starts at 4. If you look back to Jewish tradition, their days started at night, after at sunrise, or sunset was the start of the next day. So just know, if you really thought about not your night is the end of the day, but it's a start to the next day. I think you treat it a little differently. And so you want to track your sleep. If you don't already, do it. Part of, half the battle of changing is just knowing where you're at and tracking it. So track your sleep, get some kind of Whoop band or Fitbit or something so you know where you're at. Sleep in a cool, dark room. It helps you sleep better. No caffeine 10 hours before bed. That's a challenge for me. But it affects you. It's in your system for about 10 hours. So if you want to sleep better, well, then don't have caffeine in your system. No food 3 hours before bed. One of the most energy draining functions our body does is when all the blood rushes to the stomach to process food, especially if we're eating crap. And so if you're snacking at night and you're eating at night, that's going to keep you up, and it's going to keep your body from repairing itself because it's working on processing food as opposed to repairing your body. No alcohol 3 hours before bed. So even a glass of wine, it's going to affect your sleep. It's not going to be good for you. So no alcohol a few hours before. Set your evening alarm. Mine's at 9:20 every night because I know I want to be in bed by 10 o'clock to get my 7-ish hours of sleep before I wake up. So if I set the alarm at 9:20, gives me a reminder that if we're in the middle of a really good episode on Netflix and it's ending and you want to watch the next episode, it's like, nope, I'm going to bed. I can't watch the next episode. I already made my decision. I'm not going to do it. Or I'm on my last YouTube video, or I'm finishing up a book, whatever it may be. So set your evening alarm. It's going to help you get to bed. Most people have a morning alarm, but not an evening alarm. Calm your brain down before bed. So that's where you're not, ideally you're not stimulating yourself with scrolling a ton or watching anything too crazy. That's going to keep you up and stimulated, or all that blue light. Have a journal by your bed in case you have a thought. I know it's hard to go to bed when you're not thinking. You're thinking of all the things you have to do the next day or all the reminders. So this helps you just get it out of your head, get it down on paper. You'll remember it in the morning when you turn over and look at it. Lay out your exercise clothes, or even go to bed in your exercise clothes. Then it helps you get ready for the next day. And then read your evening affirmations. That's a PDF in the document. It's a really cool, just like affirmation and prayer combo, like telling yourself how it's going to be great, how you're going to wake up, and how you're going to go to bed. And then finally put your phone across the room. We talked about that. So that's going to be big. Otherwise, you can scroll there for hours. You guys know. The worst, or you guys know, when even like the phone falls in your head, you're so tired and you're scrolling. I've done that. Yeah. That's how you know it's a problem. All right. So what I want you to do, I'm going to go through each one. You guys should have already seen some of the videos and some of the prep on this, but I do want to at least handle this quickly. And then what's great is you can make a decision in the next couple of days of which one you're going to do when it comes to the challenges. I saw a few of you today actually at church that, it's really up to you. Obviously, these are recommended. There's the recommended light and recommended hard. There can be a medium. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to be legalistic about it. This is for you. But whatever you choose, we're sticking to it. And there's no going back. And so I would recommend, if you haven't fully completed the 40 Forge Lite, to start there. Even if you went through the program last time, but you didn't fully complete the 40 Forge Lite, maybe just start there and let's get through that and then do a hard in the next time or two. But a lot of you have seen this already, but essentially it's doing a sacred start in the morning. It's doing a quicker one here, 60 minutes of doing basically most of this stuff in the morning, where it's 90 minutes for the hard version. Journaling is on both of them. Praying daily is on both of them. So the Devo daily, the recommended for the light is at least the daily refresh. I love that thing. It's awesome. It's like 10 to 15 minutes. Really, really great. Incorporates prayer, incorporates meditation, affirmations, as well as a daily Devo. 10 pages for the heart. I realize that's a lot, but this is not hey, let's just like this is a challenge. This also is meant to jumpstart you. So this doesn't mean you're going to read 10 pages all the time, but if you read 10 pages for 40 days and then 5 pages the rest of the year, how much easier is 5 pages compared to 10? And that's going to get you through the whole Bible in a year. So it's not about just getting through it. And again, I don't care necessarily what you choose. It doesn't have to be 10 pages. I like 10 pages because in some of the other challenges, it's 10 pages of a self-help book. Well, the best self-help book in the world is the Bible, obviously. So that's 10 pages. So that should take you about 20 minutes. And then exercise daily, even a little Pilates workout, going for a little run for 10 or 15 minutes. Exercise daily is for the light, at least 40 minutes for the hard version. And then obviously both is no alcohol, no substances, no porn. So just things that people struggle with. So this is designed to jumpstart you. And if you struggle with that, then great. Let's get over it. And let's make this a new identity of you breaking free from that. And then pick a diet is just, it could be the carnivore diet. It could be anything. Jeremy's the expert on that along with the exercise, but just pick something. It could be no sugar. It could be no going out to eat. This is just picking something. I like the Daniel fast plus protein because it's biblical and it's healthy, and you got to get that protein in for the muscles. And then I have on here for the hard, then in addition, no social media scrolling. Let me clarify that. So scrolling means, so of course, like, like Ben and I are in that CEO men's group. Well, we communicate on Facebook Messenger. So you don't be legalistic and be like, well, looks like I'm not showing up to that or communicating with those guys anymore. But it's like, the point is, if you have to do something quick, or you want to share something quick, or you need to communicate with someone, great. The point is you're not death scrolling for hours on that thing. So on social media, if you want to go cold turkey and just like delete your social media apps, like I heard a couple of you doing, that's awesome. But just to clarify, I recommend just, maybe there's an app that helps you not scroll, but there's that. And then the other ones would be drink a gallon of water daily, to also clarify, and I'll get Jeremy's add on here in a second to clarify anything I mentioned or he needs to correct. But the gallon of water, one, it sounds cool. Two, it is good if you're around 200 pounds, but it depends on your weight, right? So really, like in ounces, you should be drinking at least half your body weight in water in ounces, but maybe even up to 2/3 of your body weight. If you're tiny and lightweight, a gallon of water could be way too much for you. Okay, so just look at how much you weigh, divide that in half, drink at least that much, up to 2/3, and that'll be good for some of you bigger people, and around 200 pounds or so. A gallon of water could be a great option. And finally, worship music only, meaning when you're listening to something, it's worship music or like a Christian podcast, but like you're not listening to the news, you're not listening to secular music or any of that. It's filling your mind with worship music. All right, Jeremy, anything you want to add on to that?
No, I would say specifically on the water, test it out, see where you're at. If you are not drinking much water right now at all, don't make the leap like overnight to a gallon or Jason. I'm right in line with what Jason's recommendation was half your body weight in ounces. This is actually a good time with how we're doing things right now, is you've got a few days to test this out. So you'll save yourself some trips to the bathroom, some uncomfortable car rides, or wherever you're headed, if you can ease into it over the next few days. And I think the same thing goes for the diet too. I know I'm going to pick on Ben because I chatted with Ben this morning, Ben Hively, that is. He said, well, I had my chocolate chip pancakes today and I'm done. I'm ready to go. Especially for some of you that are starting in the next few days, take these next couple of days to start easing into whatever diet you're doing and start trying it out, instead of going from whatever you're doing right now, having a huge feast, and then on Wednesday or Thursday, the start date, getting right into it. So I like this timing that you can start easing in and start testing stuff. Any questions that you guys have specifically, do not hesitate to reach out on the fitness and nutrition side.
Mm-hmm. And this time too, thanks, Jeremy. Do you guys have any questions as of now when it comes to, if you're thinking about something or like how to pick which one? I guess, do you have any questions when it comes to either doing at least the light version, maybe shooting for the hard, or maybe doing like a medium or hybrid? Does anyone have any questions? All right. If you do, let us know in the chat. Of course, that's what the WhatsApp chat is for support. Okay, so here's how it can look. If you want to take a screenshot, if you're going for the 40 Forge Light, here's how your 60 minutes can break down. 5 minutes of prayer, 5 minutes of affirmation from scripture, 5 minutes of visualizing your God-given dreams, exercise 30 minutes, read the Bible 10 minutes, and scribing for 5 minutes. If you're going for the hard version, 90 minutes can look prayer again, 5 minutes, affirmations from scripture 5, visualizing God-given dreams 5, exercise 40, reading the Bible 20, then scribing 5 minutes as well. So you can see how that can break down roughly based on which one you're going for. And why cost? One, you need some skin in the game. People don't value what's free. And even if it's $5 or $10, like, oh, that's not a big deal. But this is going to be big. I believe in big things. And so you guys are getting in on a little bit less of a cost, but still, I want you to have some skin in the game. And I want you to really take it seriously. And we're not just doing this just for fun. Like, we want to level Jesus people up. And God wants warriors. He wants people. We are the light of the world. We need to get out there. And if we're dormant, or if we're busy, or if we're distracted, the devil's winning. So we need to step up. And there's a lot of value, a lot of time that Jeremy and I put into this. And so when you think about, we have this prep call here, hope you think it's worth it so far. But also in the packet, you get 7 chapters, the Wake Up Jesus People book, which, you know, that there's a cost to that, and that's free right here. 40-day journals in there as well. So when you download the packet, I'll put in the Zoom chat in a moment. But there's 40 days of journaling in there. There's an exclusive WhatsApp chat for support and accountability. There's daily motivation. There's gonna be weekly videos from Jeremy and I. We're gonna have weekly support calls that you can hop on and then just ask questions. You have Jeremy's diet and fitness guidance in there. There is a Cutco drawing for a piece of Cutco for anyone that completes it. So Charity Leonard won that this last round. We'll see who wins it this round. But anyone that finishes through and you're still here in 40 days, essentially fill out the end of the 40-day survey, I'll count that as completing it. And then there's a digital completion certificate. Everyone that officially completes it 100%, you actually get like a nice, well done certificate by my virtual assistants. And then we'll also have a virtual celebration call as well for at the end. So on day like 41, 42, we'll do a little poll in the chat to see when's good for all of you. So come together again, share wins, share growth, and you guys are on this journey together. So you want to celebrate together on your growth. So the support calls here, they're Mondays and Tuesdays. Sorry that, spell check. All right, so Mondays, 8:30 a.m., Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Those are the ones at least I'm leading. There might be a couple other pop-up ones, but that's just, and sorry for some of you that doesn't work for your work schedule. I know, I apologize, but I have a life and a full-time job and a family. So those are the 2 options we got. And then you can see here's Spencer. So Sarah, there's your hubby. Him and I have been talking a little bit more in depth on a support call. So just 30 minutes, you can hop on. It's the same Zoom code. And we were breaking it down. He was struggling with getting his day. And he's like pumping out like a lot of stuff. I'm like, wait, why are you doing all that? He's like, oh, I thought I had to. Like, no, you don't need to do anything. It's up to you. That's a lot to get in, sir. So you want to do things that aren't, I guess, because I said so, or because it's part of the program. You want to do what works for you. And we're here to help you. So here's an example of us breaking things down of what his can look like on a support call. We also got the PDF. Oh, this is a beast. Okay, I'm going to put this in the chat. And then I am going to just go over this here. See, viewer options. You can't mess with this. All right. So you can go ahead and download this. If you looked at I'm just assuming you guys didn't do anything yet. So I'm going to take a look at this here, and I'm just going to scroll through it real quick. This is a beast. This is like 129 pages. So we put a lot into this, a lot of value. So there's Wake Up. What I'm going to have you do actually in a moment is you're going to rate yourself. How are you feeling right now on a scale of 1 to 5? How are you? And if you need to make a copy of this, you just go to File, or I recommend you make a copy of this. Let me clarify that. Make a copy, and then you just can tell you it'll tell Claire's 40 Forge packet, and then you make a copy, and then it's yours to edit. Please don't share this. Please don't sell this. Please don't know whatever disclaimers I should be saying. This is our stuff and value to you. So I'm going to have you rate yourself in just a moment. And then I recommend you take a 40 Forge picture, which 40 days, it's really not enough time to see huge transformation physically. And Jeremy will echo that as well, but it's gonna be enough where you see and feel enough to where, hey, if you make this a lifestyle or you do this and continue on and join the second round or third round, you're gonna see progress. If you're taking progress pictures every 40 days, you're gonna see some transformation over time. So you can put that in there. And then there's a lot in here, like what is the 40 Forge challenge? Here's the different options. There's some chapters of the book, Unbearable to Unstoppable. We got the cost of being lukewarm. We got, what else we got? We got a bunch of, what else? Fitness and nutrition resources here. A lot of great stuff from Jeremy in here. We got Awaken the Warrior. We got Starting Your Day with Jesus. We have Sacred Start for Jesus People. Some examples there. We got, what else? Courageous Jesus People. And what else? Are there more chapters? Scribing, like, so how to do journaling along with this is perfect. Going right into the year of 2025. What are your top 10 dreams for the year? What are your priorities? What are 5 new habits this year? And start journaling. So there's 40 days of journaling already in there for you. Pretty simple. It's my template that I've used for years. And then at the very end, look at all those. Holy moly. Then at the end, you're going to do some reflection and take a picture again. And that's your packet. And then, hey, you did it. Here's some following things to do. Here's some recommended 40-day Bible plans, what some people like to do. And if you guys want, you guys could join a Bible plan together. And you guys could do that. And then those are some examples. And then here's an example of the necessary night. That is not page breaking. So here's what I talked about. First, pray up, rest up, wake up. That's cool. Then life-giving affirmations. We got, search me, break me, send me. We got, what is this? Diet nutrition plans. We got breakdown of a sacred start. A lot of cool PDFs, all of that. So that's a lot. And that's for you. All right. So you got that. What I'm gonna have you do is take a quick inventory. I'll play some music. You just have about 60 seconds. And I want you to go to that second page there. And I want you to do a little inventory check. So go ahead, circle those, be real. The goal is that within 40 days, then when you redo it, you circle everything again, and then you compare those and you go, wow, that's really cool. I grew a lot in some areas. So go do that. 60 seconds. Good luck. Where are you at? Realistically. All right. Here we go. So if you didn't finish your inventory, you can finish it later. Hope you're not taking off your shirts and taking pictures right now. We can do that later as well. All right. But what you want to do is just take an inventory. And I think it'd be cool too. Those of you who already went through it for the first time, you guys can take a look and see even, where you're at compared to last time. All right. So prepare like Joe. I love it. So here's Joe. You can see his last time going through it, November 10th through December 20th. He has other focal points, nighttime checklist, morning checklist, everything he wants to do. This is awesome. I love it. So great. So even I noticed a dog in the background. That's cool. But I'd recommend you make some kind of board. You make something up here and set the intentions. It's kind of like, are you really committed? You say you're going to run a marathon, but did you sign up yet? You said you're going to go start training and going to the gym, but did you buy the membership yet? You know, it's completely up to you. So we're here to support, but also challenge and give you some gut checks as well. So prepare like Joe. Love it. And then the WhatsApp chat is going to be great. If you're not in that, you should join. Most of you are, but this is where we're going to communicate mostly throughout the challenge. There's going to be questions of the day. There's going to be support. There's going to be wake up picks, end of the day check marks. This is cool. People checking in at 5:16 a.m. reading the Bible, 6:32 done with their workout. Joe there 6:27 getting after it. We got people reading it even on Thanksgiving Day, posting some reminders from Jeremy. And then I like to, last time we allowed a lot of people who were kind of checking in. We use the Habit Share app. You can use something on your own. But at the end of the day, checking in like where you're at, check marks, days in the books. Based on when you start, I also don't want you to be legalistic about it, where what I had people do last time, since it was over Thanksgiving, is, hey, are you going to continue this over Thanksgiving or Christmas, right? Or like if you have a day, I know Abby and I have a trip to Cabo towards the end of January. So obviously there's gonna be some diet things and other things that I'm not going to follow while I'm on vacation in Cabo. So either decide, are you going to start a couple days early? You're going to extend it a couple days. So we'll have you actually let us know in the chat as we get things started. Like, when's your start date? When's your end date? And what version are you doing? Are you doing a hybrid? And that way it's out there for everyone so we can hold you accountable. And Jeremy and I will mark it, add it to your intake form of what you already put so we can hold you accountable as well. So utilize the WhatsApp chat, a lot of resources in there. And a lot of you are good at different areas of this and better than others, so you can help each other out. All right, Habit Share app. If you have not downloaded that, we highly recommend that you do. That was in the email that was sent when you signed up, but it's really cool. It tracks everything for you. You can update your goals. You can share with people, so you can share your email, and we can all follow each other, and you can share what habits you want to be shared. So you can have like maybe 10 habits in there and be tracking them every day, and you can share like half of them with people, or more of them with some buddies or significant other, and less of them with other people in the group if you want. It's a complete invite. It's the best app I've found when it comes to simplicity, being able to share it and have other people see it. So the Habit Share app is great for accountability. And then we got a Facebook group that is being started. It's very sad right now, but it's going to be big. There's going to be thousands of people in there. It's going to be awesome eventually. You guys can say you're part of the OGs of the Facebook group. Also, for just inspiration, stuff I'm sharing, I'm tagging you guys maybe in some things. Follow us on Instagram. That's the big one right now that we're building up. So that's Wake Up Jesus People. A lot of you followed that already. Last few slides. Says iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. We're here to sharpen each other up. This is not an independent, like just on your own journey. There's power in this. You guys could do this on your own. You could say, screw this. I'm not going to pay. I'm not going to actually do the challenge, but this looks pretty cool. I'm going to do it on my own. Great. That's perfect. It's exactly what I want, because people are going to level up all over. But when you don't have some skin in the game, you're not around other people doing it, there's not the accountability, you're not going to do as well on your own. All right, so no time for sharing. We're going to have some questions here. Look at that sexy thing. Ooh, someone's going to win that at the end. And then take progress pics I talked about. Invite your friends. There's still time to invite a friend. So if you, again, a lot of you know some of you know each other. It's so much better when you're doing this with friends and others. So invite them, let them know about it. Let's get more people in the group. Again, like I mentioned, as of now, I think we have 14 signed up. I was praying for over 30. Hey, we'll see what happens. But eventually this thing, I'm hoping, is over 100 people a time, and excited about that. And then I'm going to be sharing things like this in the chat and on Instagram. So feel free to share your progress. Like every 5 days, I'll have one of these. Abby gave me this idea. This is great. I love it. And then you can share. I'm like, look, 10 days down, 20 days down. And then 2 Corinthians 5:17 says, anyone who belongs to Christ has become a new person. The old life is gone. Whoever you've been in the past, whatever setbacks, challenges, sins, things that are holding you back, the old life is gone. A new life has begun. Let 40 Forge be the catapult to your best self and your best year and your best ever. So you guys got this. I'll leave some time for question and answer here. So I'd say let's first start off. Jeremy, do you have anything else you want to share or anything else to add on that I may have missed? And then we'll go to some question and answer.
No, I think that the one piece, and we'll be putting some videos out in this first week, but just reiterating what Jason had mentioned of, okay, this doesn't have to be legalistic. If there's something that's coming up that is going to hinder you from completing some sort of part of the challenge, specifically when I think of it on the fitness and nutrition side, I think that sometimes we get in our head, we have this all or nothing mentality, especially when we get into a group and we want to push ourselves. And maybe in the first week you get sick or your kids get sick and you miss a workout. Don't let missing a workout or having your diet go, awry for a day. Don't let that deter you from continuing on with the rest of the challenge. Yes, we are here to push each other and to push you outside of your comfort zone. But we're also here to make sure that we're building healthy and sustainable habits in all areas of our life. Our goal is never to hit day 40 and go, oh my gosh, thank goodness I'm done. I can go back to real life. Everything that we're building right now in fitness, nutrition, and our walk with Jesus is to make sure that we're building this so that you can do this long term and continue to be just the healthiest, happiest human being you can. So I just wanted to take that time, and we'll talk a little bit more in week number 1, is if things don't go as planned, that is not a sentence for you to have to give up on the challenge or to throw in the towel. So any questions that you guys have, we'll leave it for some question time, but also I know sometimes fitness, sometimes nutrition can be a little bit personal. I'll just continue to say it, but use me as a resource inside of the group.
Yes, Sacred Start basically encompasses all of it. So it's not Sacred Start, Kristen, and all of that. It's that you're waking up and doing a 60-minute routine in the morning that encompasses pretty much all of that. And by the way, some of you might be looking to get swole and you need like a 2-hour workout. Great. So maybe in the morning, you still just get up and you just do a little like stretching or Pilates or a little run for 10 or 15 minutes, get the body going. And then in the afternoon, you go and get that 2-hour workout in. Other questions? Any other concerns? So maybe to get your juices flowing, do you have a concern as to where you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this, or oh my gosh, I don't know why that's recommended? Is there anything that comes to mind when I say that? Right. Okay. How about as we wrap this up, I will pray us out here. I will pray us out. Yeah, I'd say just letting us know. It sounds enjoyable. That's great. Oh yeah, totally. So thanks. I'm getting distracted here at the end, but yeah. So think 75 Hard. If you guys don't know, that program is similar to us without Jesus, but it's was it 45-minute workouts? And 2 a day, and 1 has to be outside. Yeah. There's like apparently 1 million people that have gone through that. So if we can get 1 million people through 44, just think about the leveled up Jesus people army that's going to be out there, and then beyond, right? So yeah, this should seem simple compared to 75 Hard for sure. So okay, we got a Packer game to go to soon or watch. So let me pray us out, and then if you got to go, you got to go. We'll stick on for a few more questions. Otherwise, let's roll. So, dear Lord, thank you so much for these warriors ready to level up. Thank you for just being your hands all over this the whole time. Give us the courage and strength to go through the challenges, the ups and downs. You made us to be courageous and to be abundant and to work through us, Lord, and help us through all of our insecurities and worries, that you help us overcome those, help us to go into this for all the right reasons, and help us to really just level up and be lights for you, Lord. And thanks for bringing us together for this round. And thank you for all that you're doing in each one of our individual lives and what you're going to do through this challenge and beyond. In your name we pray, amen. So thanks everyone for your time. We'll talk to you later. See you in the WhatsApp chat. Ask questions leading up to it. But January 1st, it's game on. So if you got to go, you got to go. See ya. Others will be on for a few extra minutes for questions.